mates, I want to do a little review on this P7000 today. Before I start, apologies, I know I got grease and oil on my top. I've been rebuilding my turbo just before doing this. Obviously my hands are clean, I wouldn't have any oil or grease around my fish in any way. I just wanted to put that to you before I started. Now, so here we go. This is the P7000 by Fishmate. It's a great little feeder. It's very simple to put together. You've basically only got 6 parts. So you've got the hopper when it comes in the box. You've got the spout. You just put the spout in and push it forward until it's all the way home. Send it home well. Get it in there. And then the little spring pushes in from the back, and that goes in like so. You've got the lid, obviously. Here's your base. So there's a little tray underneath. You've got four 4C batteries in there that just sit in the bottom. So very, very easy to get it all put together. Oh, I tell you what it's got as well. They're not particularly heavy, so you may find if you've just got it on the side of the pond or something like that, you know, maybe a pet, a cat or a dog or something could knock it in the water. So you can actually secure this down. So you can secure it to the side of the pond, which I would recommend doing. Now in my grow on, obviously I don't need to do that. There's nothing in here that can knock this off, so it's not an issue. It's obviously waterproof. Now I don't know the waterproof capabilities of it. I have heard some people saying that the gauge mists up or the display mists up, etc. I haven't had that. I'm using it indoors. It works perfectly fine for me. Yeah, right. So how's it work? Right. So I'm going to show you how to set the clock to start with. So press and hold the time button for 5 seconds. It should start flashing. There you go. Then you can use the plus and minus buttons. So let's get it up now. We're on AM there at the moment. So I need PM. So it's 5. Press time then to set the hour, and it's 13. So let's go up on that one. 5:13 p.m. and then you just hit time again then to set the clock. So what it's asking now, it does do 3 feeds a day. So it's asking for the time for the first feed. Now I'm going to be skipping through this. To be honest, feeding 3 times a day is no good for me. It's not what I want to use this for. And this is what a lot of people I've heard that don't like these, because they can only feed 3 times a day. That's not right. Let me show you how to set it into a professional feeding mode. Right, so I don't use this feature. It's no good when you're growing on fish, feeding 3 times a day, but it's fine if you're, if you're in work or you're on holiday and you just want your fish to be fed whilst you're away from home. You can always throw another handful on in between or whatever. It's fine. And again, if the temperatures are low and 3 times a day is suiting you, you can do that, and it works spot on for that. In fairness to it, it's really good. But myself, I use a professional feeding method, which this P7000 can do, and it actually does it really, really well. And like I say, this is a bit that a lot of people don't realize it does, and it's awesome. So what is the frequent feed function? Well, it allows you to choose a daily feed requirement to be served over the course of the day. So I can dispense a single feed unit at a regular interval between the program start and finish time. So firstly, you can determine the total required feed in units. Now, to do this, fill the hopper up with your chosen pellets. I currently am using FD growth. Obviously, I got no fish in here a minute, so I'm not going to put pellets in myself, but I'm going to just talk you through this bit. And one thing I would say for maximum food freshness is I recommend that you just put enough in the hopper for, like, 10 days at a time. I wouldn't overfill it. If you're going to feed a little amount over a couple of months, you know what I mean, especially with it outside, I wouldn't overfill it. I just put in what you need. That's what I would recommend. Right, so what we're going to do next now, we can imagine now this is filled with food. Now what I will say, this in my experience is held 2 mil pellets to 6 mil pellets, no problem. It feeds them really well. So whatever size you go for, I think it'll work spot on for you. So just imagine now that she's full of pellets, and we're going to put an imaginary bowl under here. So there's your pellets, there's your bowl. So what we're going to do now, we're going to dispense, we're going to do a complete turn into our bowl, and I'll show you how to do that. So what you do, you got to hold the feed and the plus within 3 seconds. So here goes. Can you hear it kicking in? So we now put in 1 turn of food into our bowl, or our imaginary bowl. She's gone on to turn 2 now, so I'll let it go. I'll press time. You will stop after this one. Okay, so in our imaginary bowl, we've put 2 rotations. So what we would do now, we'd weigh our bowl empty, and then we'd put the food in it, weigh it again, and that would give us the amount of weight of food that we've actually dispensed. Let's make it easy. Let's just say 1 rotation gives you 1 gram, just to make it easy for the video. So we've gone round twice, so we've got 2 grams in our bowl. So remember that, we got 2 grams in our bowl. Right, so what we're going to do next now is put it over to the frequent feeding, which is the professional mode. So what we do, we hold the time and the feed button together, and you should see an F come up in that display on the right hand side. There you go. Hope you can see that. There's the F. So we now know we're on the right mode. So you press time again twice, and that'll give us the clock now of where we're going to start our feed. So we're on PM there, I think. Hold the time button in. There, it's going to flash. So we're on the M, okay? So 7:30. Let's say we want to feed round it up. Let's go to 7 o'clock, right? 7 a.m. in the morning, we're going to feed. So I'll press time to log that in, and that's logged in. So in the evening, we're going to feed up until, we'll say 9:30 means it's on there. So log in the 9, time again to lock in the 30. So we've now locked that in. Now this bit's the important part. So at the moment, this is how many times we're going to actually feed now between that 7 a.m. and 9:30. So let's say 10. So we're actually going to feed now 10 times. Let's lock that in. And it's done. So this clever thing is going to average out these 10 feeds. It's going to give you the 2 rotations of food 10 times a day, and it's going to work it out equally for you. So you haven't got to do anything else. It's going to start at 7:30 and it's going to finish, it was at 10 o'clock in the evening. It's going to do its last feed 10 times. If you wanted to do it 20 times, obviously you'd have gone to the 20 feeds and etc, etc. So yeah, guys, this is a clever bit of kit. It really is a clever bit of kit. I mean, for the money, it's a budget sort of feeder, but I tell you what, I can't praise it up enough. This must have been 3 years I've had it, no problem at all, no problem. It's even on the same set of batteries, believe it or not, but I am going to put a new set in for this year. But yeah, cracking bit of kit, guys, highly recommended. Right guys, so yeah, like I say, recommended, and I'm ending this video with another mug. Crazy for koi and goldfish. Thank you, mate. So it's another mug to go in with there, nice and tidy with the others. All the best, koi mates.